Hi guys, how's it going? We just got off the phone with Vilio from Conversion XL, and I'm here with Valentin again, the CEO of Omniconvert. And there were a couple great things that we learned from the conversation, but one thing that stuck out to me was why and how medium-sized agencies and companies fail when they hire one or two CRO experts. He was saying that they often understand that optimizing websites, starting with A/B testing, starting to focus on conversion rate optimization is a necessary thing to do, but those efforts often fall flat on their faces. So, Valentin, why don't you communicate why that effort often fails?
CRO industry, it just started. So it started like 10, 15 years ago. And there aren't too many people, you can't study CRO at the university, and there aren't too many people which are genuinely talented at these things. So you can learn by either doing it, either reading, assisting to webinars, conferences, and getting some notes, and then applying it. But CRO, it's more about experimenting than any other industry in the digital marketing, because you can see the impact of your things right away.
Yeah. Well, you said that you can't learn it at university. So every other discipline has a degree to go along with it. Why is CRO different?
The CRO is different because you need to be a psychologist, you need to be a copywriter, you need to be a data analyst in order to do it properly, and also you need to be backed up by someone which really knows how to do front-end development, because after a certain point it's not a matter of finding the problem, it's also fixing the problem. And what Willy also stated is that big companies are spending a lot of money into hiring people, but they just don't know how to do it properly. So at this moment, the framework to fix your conversion problem is, first you need to be aware that you have a conversion problem. Then, and this step is often skipped, then you need to change the mentality within the company, so that you need to fix the data, so you have the data hygiene properly made, and then you find out what's going on. Then you start to do proper research, then you identify your ideal customer profile, and then you go further into testing, doing the experiments properly.
So every agency knows that they're supposed to hire the best, and they have their certain budgets allocated for it. You said that the whole discipline is a new thing. So what are agencies? What's your advice to agencies, or what did Vilio say agencies could do to address this lack of experience?
The conversion rate optimization process, if they have it properly in their heads at least, that's a good sign. Another sign would be to see the winning experiments that they've run, and to see if the hypothesis was correct, if the data analysis was correct, and if they've actually made some breakthroughs in their past. So that's another thing. And the third and not the least, I don't think that the companies which are not successful in their optimization efforts are not successful because of the individuals, are not successful because of the company's mindset, because they are not training people, and they are not crafting, they are not having the right organizational architecture, right? So it's all a matter of roles as well. And I think an optimization team should have at least 5 roles. It should have the data analyst that grabs the insight. It should have the project manager, which makes everything going. It should have a front-end developer and a QA that would set correctly the experiments, and it should have a copywriter which is really outstanding. So I think those 5 persons are mandatory. And of course, they should have also access to some a UX designer that could help them out. So it's not about the individuals, it's about the company's mindset, which, if it's an open-minded culture, they will provide the resources, the access to funding, and so on.
Yep. So we've worked with some agencies in the past that have been with us for a few months, and they've basically decided not to move forward with it. How long until agencies start to see, if they have these in place, how long until they should expect to see results, right? A return on investment from either taking on a new tool or from starting a CRO initiative?
Yeah, as the conversion rate optimization, it's more a process than it's a result, a project that needs to be checked. It's all a matter of how successful they are into finding the hidden gems in the data of their customers, how successful they are into setting up the experiments correctly and setting up the hypothesis to set the experiments correctly, and how, let's say, good salespersons they are into postponing the rewards that their customers are expecting, because if their customers are just waiting in the honeymoon for miracles to happen, these are not going to happen. So the the tools are pretty much providing what they are saying they are providing. But the magic happens when you have the right team and you have the right process in place, because the the results in from a conversion rate optimization process are coming if you have the right velocity of testing and the quality of testing. So mainly is not about the tools anymore. It's still a talent problem, you know, a talent problem, and the discipline to make everything at the right time.
But if you're a company of 10, 15, 20 people or so, to hire on 5 new specialists,
Yeah,
it's out of the question.
out of the question. Yeah.
So?
So that's why you need an agency. You need to find an agency, and of course you need to make sure that you have the enough traffic to justify the conversion rate optimization process, because you have anywhere south than 100k visits a month, you don't want to start conversion rate optimization. You can start some research, you can do some overlays to trick people into giving your email address and whatever, but it's not a conversion rate optimization process by the book, you know. That these are just a few hacks.
Any other key takeaways that you got from our conversation with Theo?
Yeah, one key conversation is that we are still uneducated and this market is still new. So even though there are the penetration is more than 60% for bigger websites, so people are websites are using conversion rate optimization tools, we are still new. So we still need to share, we still need to educate ourselves in order to move the needle towards results.